I want to give a big shout out to Lyndon, of course, who is in Australia. And he sent me the tip on this, and I'm going to cover it. It's always something new with Australia. But though this isn't just unique to Australia, I do want to be fair to Australia. What we're talking about has happened in other places. But yeah, this is a weird situation that we're dealing with. So let's see what it is. Title. It's coming from news.com over there in Australia. Victorian officials refuse to release vaccination status of virus deaths. Victorian health authorities have declared that they will not report a key COVID detail, which this is the New South Wales has released every day for months. Come on, guys. Like, you cannot withhold data and act like people are making some sort of, like it's informed consent here. The Victorian Health Department has refused to release vaccination status on the 25 corona Modelo virus fatalities. The spike in new deaths were reported on Thursday, which was the highest number of daily fatalities of the state's current Delta outbreak. When asked whether they were vaccinated, Deputy Chief Health Officer Ben Cowie said the data was available, but we're not going to be reporting on that. Like, imagine people that are members of your government saying, yeah, we got the data. We know what it is. We're just not going to provide it for you. The fact that the Australians haven't overthrown these motherfucking fuckers yet just goes to show how I guess the indoctrination runs deep over there. How on earth could you allow this institution they're telling you that's how cocky Australia is at this point. It's like, as well as the horse-faced chick, I believe, out of New Zealand. It's the same shit. We are so cocky now that, yeah, all that conspiracy stuff that you thought this was, we're doing exactly that. Instead, he said 85% of Victorians who tested positive to COVID-19 in the past 7 days were not fully vaccinated. For hospitals, 69% of people who ended up in the hospital were unvaccinated completely, compared to 98% being eligible. For intensive care, it was 80% were completely unvaccinated, no doses. So it's very clear the impact of vaccination and serious illness and loss of life. It's not known whether the health department has taken such a hard line or detail, but Professor Cowie has previously cited the grief of relatives when asked about the figure. New South Wales Health has reported the detail in their daily updates throughout their daily deadly Delta outbreak, with a fully vaccinated woman in her 90s and a man in his 70s with one dose passing away in the past 24 hours. Mother new deaths reported in Victoria on Thursday were a man in his 40s and a man and woman in their 50s, two men in their 60s, four men and two women in their 70s, 6 men and 4 women, blah, 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 in the 80s and 90s and all of that. And they say, we've reflected previously that as we see the case numbers increase in the community, that is to be followed 10 to 14 days later by people who have ended up in the hospital, some who lose their lives. This is the consequence of those case numbers. Okay. They're still not telling you the vaccination status of those recent deaths, which again appear to be the highest in that number. What was it, 25, if I'm not mistaken? They're going to withhold that information. Hopefully by the time you see this video, they have at least given you some semblance of that. But that should be alarming to anybody, that these institutions are saying that we have it, because as asked, if they were vaccinated or not, health officer said the data was available, but we're not going to be reporting on that. So they're not just purposely not reporting on the vaccination status of those. Now, this isn't me saying and suggesting that every single one of those, of the 25, if I'm not mistaken, 25 coronavirus fatality deaths out there in Victoria, I'm not suggesting that all of them were vaccinated. I don't know, but that's the problem. How can you be informed if they're going to withhold information? They're withholding information, which it's a lie by omission. At best, similar to what we saw with the CDC when they decided to say, okay, we're not really going to be keeping up with breakthrough cases unless they get hospitalized or something like that. That's alarming, guys. That's alarming. I don't care where you're at, what side of this. If you claim that this is about the science, why on earth would they withhold data? Why? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Other than, you can use your context clues there as far as to why they wouldn't want to say the vaccination status of these people. I don't know. I'm just pondering on that, and you can do the same. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.